Good morning, everyone. Tiffany Quinn here, and this is our beginner-friendly leg day workout to strengthen and sculpt your lower body using a series of body weight only, banded, and single dumbbell exercises throughout. No jumping or lunges will be performed in this routine, meaning this is a perfect workout for any level exerciser, even if you're just getting started. For equipment today, all you need is two things. We'll be using a dumbbell for our lower body. This can be a weight of your choosing. I will be going with my 20-pound dumbbell today, but please use what's suitable for your own level. We'll also be incorporating a light or medium resistance band. For this, I'll be using my adjustable band, but keep in mind, this is an optional piece of equipment, so you can do the workout without it. However, if you do need one for a later date, you can find my sets in the links below. Now smash that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel for a new routine every week, and let's go burn lower body. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our lower body burn today. Now before we even get into our workout, I would like to suggest having a wall or a chair nearby for support, simply to place one hand on for balance during some of our single leg exercises. Now I've broken our workout down into 3 main sections at 10 minutes each. Our timer will be set interval format for 40 seconds work with a 20-second rest between. Now for our first circuit, we will be using the band, so if you have my adjustable set, I'll be using my medium band today on a slightly tighter setting to start. Otherwise, you can use any light to medium band you have at home, or simply opt to go without it if you don't have one right now. It's gonna be fine, you're still gonna feel the burn. Our second circuit of the workout will be those same exercises with variation using the dumbbells, well, a single dumbbell I should say, and then our third circuit will be body weight only. So let's get started in our first position. Before I start that timer, I want the feet in neutral in line with the hips, both facing forward, shoulders away from the ears. We're gonna take a micro bend in the knees. The right leg stays exactly where it is. Think of a statue for that leg. The left leg is out to the side, center, to the back, and center. Going in 3, let's get into position. In 2, in 1. All right, micro bend in the knees. I want you to place all of your weight into that right leg, to the left, center, to the right, center. If you can speed this up a little bit. The entire time trying to pull tension out against that band. The outer side leg is gonna wanna move. You're not gonna let it. We're fighting that resistance. To the back, center, to the side, center. Torso is nice and tall. Shoulders are away from the ears, facing straight ahead. And keeping both hips forward. 1, 2, 1, 2. Last 3. Last 2. One more for the back, and come up to center. So you have that 20-second rest. By all means, take it. We're taking that bend in the knees again. Our following exercise, you guessed it, we're going over to that other side. Gotta even things out. We don't want uneven leg muscles, right? Be a little weird looking. All right, micro bend the knees in 2, in 1. To the right, center, to the back, center. Keeping the knee face straight ahead, behind the toes, in line with your third toe. Not too much to think about. Really what we're thinking about is the burn in our glutes that's happening on that balancing side. Pulling tension against that band. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can, try to sink a little bit lower. Last 8, 6, 4, 2, one more to the side. Last one to the back, and come up. All right, we are going to use that wall for our next exercise. We're going to place our hand gently on the wall in line with the shoulder. The outer leg stays stationary. The inside leg, we're going to flex the foot as we hinge forward, lift, curl, extend, and back up. Hinging forward, curl in, heel the booty, extend, and raise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Micro bend in the balancing leg as you come into that hinge. We're not locking out the joints, but we are squeezing our hamstring at the top of that curl. So as we come into extension, squeeze the heel to booty, extend, and raise. Incredible job. 2 more. Squeeze, extend, and down. Burn that timer out. Squeeze, extend, and down. Okay, We're gonna flip over to the other side. Again, that inner leg is the one in motion. We're using that wall for support. If you're superhero strength today, you can go without that wall, but I do like it for this one to help keep the back straight. In 2, in 1, we hinge forward, curl, extend, and down. Heel the booty, squeeze the hamstring, extend, and raise tall. All the while, eye gaze staying forward, following the direction you're going. Both hips are in alignment towards the mat as we hinge. 15 seconds. Oh, this one's gonna feel good today. I have a good feeling about today's workout. Extend, squeeze, extend, and raise. 2 more. Last one, should be feeling the burn in the stationary glute, and raise. Okay, back over to our other side. Trust me on this one. We're gonna switch sides here. So this time the outer leg is the one that we're working. We're taking the inside leg across the knee with the foot flexed, lifting onto the balls of our toes, squeeze the calf muscle, lower, lift, pause, lower, keeping the back straight, facing straight ahead. Nothing else is burning right now except for the calf muscle and that burning desire to be the best that we can be. And lower, lift, squeeze, lower. It's a slower pace. I still want your energy here. Lift, squeeze, lower. The leg that's across is pulling tension on that band, making things a little bit more challenging. 1 more for me. We're gonna hold for 3. For 2, really squeeze. Last 1, and lower that heel down. Over to that other side. Just flipping around. We don't have to be dramatic about it. We're just gonna place the hand on the wall and pretend I'm not super weird when I talk. I'm always making things awkward. Okay, let's take that leg across. The foot is flexed. In 2, in 1. Lift to the toes, squeeze the calf muscle, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. This is our last exercise on the wall. And then we are coming into a center position on the mat, going into sumo squats. So if you're not familiar with those yet, today is the day you're gonna learn them. And lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Tall and proud, chest is lifted. We're not drooping down. We wanna look powerful when people walk in on us exercising. Woo! Another 3. Another 2. Last time, hold, hold, hold for 2. For 1, and you can relax that tension. How did that feel? You should be feeling it in the back of the legs and also on the balancing glute. So for this next one, the feet are gonna come wide. We are pulling tension on that band. We come down, pulse, and raise. In 2, in 1. Through the glutes, pulse, and up. The knees are staying nice and wide. Behind the toes, we're not hunched forward. We don't wanna look like Lurch today. Come down, pulse, and raise. Down, pulse, and raise. Woo! Incredible job. Stay strong. We're almost through this first circuit already. That's gonna be 10 minutes down, and then it's only 5 more minutes to halfway. Great, right? Sounds good. Come down, pulse, and up. Last one, raise it tall, and from here we're gonna shimmy back to the center. Our first move is to bring the hands towards the chest. We hinge forward like we did with the wall. So pulling through the hamstrings, coming down into that hinge. Lift up, step to the left and center. Hinge, lift up, this time right and center. Let's go. Hinge, raise, separate the movements, squat and center. Squat and center. Back is staying straight for the hinge. I want you to think about flexing through the pelvic bones, lifting up tall. Then we squat through the knees and hips and back to center for that same move. Tiny bit of cardio here. Tiny, tiny bit. I feel like anytime we work legs, we end up sweating. To the left and center. Hinge and center. Last one to the right. Make sure you even yourself out. Final hinge and come down to the mat. We're gonna start off with a lying position with the band. After this, one side each time, then we take that band off. So head in your hand for support, bottom leg is bent, top leg straight, and the foot is flexed. Lift, pump, lower, let's go. Lift, pump, lower against that band. Pull out wide. Think about working the outer booty and tilting the hips forward so that they are in alignment, stacked nice and tall. Lift, pump, lower. Like the perfect stack of pancakes. It hasn't moved, it's picture perfect, it's going in a magazine. That's where I want your hips, nice and tall. Lift, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. For 3. Last 2. Last 1, you know I'm burning when the voice cracks, and over to that other side. Pardon me, I am gonna drink some water real quick. The bottom leg is bent, the top leg is straight, the foot is flexed. In 10 seconds, record timing, head in the hand for support, and we lift, pump, lower. Wow, okay, we made it, awesome. Tried and true. If you need a little more support, by the way, that hand can come right in front of the chest for support. Lift, pump, lower. Hips are in alignment, stacked. Coming right above hip level. As you lower down, trying not to release too much tension off that band. Lift, pump, lower. For 3. For 2, come on, work past upward, you've got this. Last one, hold it for a second, and now you can lower it down. We're coming back up to standing. This is our second circuit. I want you to grab a hold of a weight that is appropriate for your level. This might be 5 pounds, this might be 20 pounds, whatever works best for you. That will be challenging, but you're not throwing yourself off of your form. So working the opposite side we just were, micro bend in the leg, weight is on the stationary side, to the right, lift, lower, in. Back, lift, lower, in. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a small lift. We don't want to arch the back here. We just want to get a little bit of leverage in that leg to work on balance on your stationary side. 1, 2, 3, 4. There goes mine. 2, 3, 4. Incredible. One more to the back for me. And bring it up. Over to that other side. Weight in the stationary side hand. Micro bend in the knee, just like we started with before, only adding to it. Adding load and adding balance. In 4, 3, facing straight ahead, small lean forward with the torso, out. Lift, lower, in to the back. Lift, lower, in. Trying to keep the hips facing straight ahead. It's tough, it is challenging. If you need the wall right here, you can use it. Just get rid of the dumbbell, have the wall there for support instead. 1, 2, lift, lower. 1, 2, lift, lower. It really is incredible though, I will tell you. 2, maybe 3 years ago, I guess it's 3 years ago now, my ankles would not be able to do this without a wall for support, okay? Sometimes it takes more time than others, depending on the areas you're weak in. One of mine was ankles. Last one, and lower. Back to the side, to the wall, I should say. So your weight is gonna come on the outer side leg hand. That was a tongue twister. Hand to the wall. Lift the back leg heel. We're gonna come down for a count of 3 and slowly raise. We're going into a single leg deadlift. So on your inner side leg, the heel is lifted, we're on the toes, we're not placing any weight in that side. All of the weight is going into our hamstring on the balancing side, that outer leg. And as we come forward, we're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings behind the leg and lifting back up through the glutes. Think about strengthening and stretching the hamstring as we lower and contracting that same muscle on the way up. Great job. All right, flip around for me. Going over to that other side. Weight is on the outer hand. The inner side leg, we're gonna lift that heel up onto the toes. Coming down for a count of 3. And slowly raising. Back is staying straight throughout. Think about pulling the core in tight. Down, 2, 3, and slowly raise. Stretching the hamstring as you come down. Contracting on the way up. 1, 2, 3, and raise. Trying to keep your dumbbell as close to the leg as possible. Now for some of you, your hip rotation may stop at the knee. That's as far as I want you to come down. If you feel that your back is arching and all, and it helps to film these things, then you're not gonna come down so low. You wanna work the hamstring, not the lower back. Last time, and back to center. All right, flip around for me one more time. This time, weight is still on the outer side leg. We're gonna take that leg across the knee. We've got our calf raises coming in 3, in 2, in 1. Lift to the balls of your toes. Hold this time for 3, 2, 1. Now lower. Again, lift, hold, 3, 2, 1. Now lower. Again, 3. And lower. Again, 3, 2, 1. And lower. Almost there. And lower. Lift, 2, 3, and lower. 2 more. And lower. Here we go. Last time. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Final rotation for our other calf raise. Then we've got our center moves on the mat, and then we've got our final circuit. We are officially at our halfway point. In 5 seconds, I want you to line your hand up in line with the shoulder. Let's take that other leg across the knee. Micro bend in the outer side leg. Lift, squeeze, 2, 3, and lower. Again, 3. And lower, and try to get a little higher. And lower, and lift. And lower, and higher. Come on, squeeze the calf muscle. And lower, and lift. 2, 3, and lower. You can do this, I know it's burning. And lower, give me your best one. And lower, last time, lift. A little bit higher, hold. 3, 2, 1, and down. Ooh, that was cruel. Okay, back to the center of your mat. Sumo squat, same as we did before. This time the weight is at center. We're gonna hold this nice and low. In 5 seconds, we come down, pulse, raise up through the heels and glutes. 1, 2, lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Back is staying straight, torso is nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're gonna feel this on the glutes. You're gonna feel this one on the quads. You're gonna feel it on the inner thighs. You should feel pretty good about it. Down, pull, lift and squeeze. If it didn't burn, I feel like everyone would do it, right? Last 2, and up. Last one, and up. And we're gonna take that rest. Our next move is very similar to what we did before, slightly different. We're gonna hold that weight at center on either side of the dumbbell. Coming down into a narrow deadlift. Raise, we take our step out, light step out, sumo squat, raise, deadlift, up. Other side, lift, deadlift, up. Separate the movement, not rushing through it. Pushing the hips back behind you for the hinge. And then knees are nice and wide for the squat. We have 2 more exercises of the circuit, and then it's body weight only from there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me 2 more. Last squat to the right. 1 more hinge. and up. Come on down for me. We are changing this up a bit. So if you want, you can stay in that lying position on the mat. If you want to take this one step further, which I do think you'll be able to, even without the weight if you need, hand below the shoulder, in kneeling, top leg is extended, weight on the outer thigh, lift, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. There we go. Only coming up to hip level here. So if you are lying, I want you lifting that leg a bit higher than hip level. If you're in this side plank here, only lifting to hip level, squeezing the core tight. Both hips are facing forward. Not a lot to remember, right? So over time, the cues that I'm giving you, while it might feel a little overwhelming at first, and that is with any fitness journey, you will figure things out as they come along, as they come together. You start to create those connections. Lift, pump, lower last time, and dramatic switch to the other side. Anyway, as I was saying, there will come a point where these cues, you just know them off the bat. You'll know exactly what I mean by them. Just stay with me a bit longer, hang out with me for a while, and you're gonna get somewhere. All right, extend that top leg, lift, pump, lower. Form is very important for the things that you're working, and while that mind to body connection may not happen instantly, it does happen with consistency, with dedication, with continuing to learn, a willingness to learn. Lift, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. 14 seconds. Talking you through the tough points because we can do this. Another 3 and 2. Oh. Last one, and lower it down. How did that feel? All right, we are on to our body weight only section from here. I'm gonna show you from a different direction. It's gonna look a little odd, but it's gonna help you. So we're coming all the way into lying. The left leg is coming up into hip flexion, forming a nice 90-degree angle. We're gonna turn our foot towards the midline, and then out away from the midline. So we've got external rotation of the hip and internal rotation of the hip. You're moving through the hip joint only. External rotation and internal rotation. External rotation, and we hold here. Now I want you to think about trying to pull your foot towards your chin, creating a little bit more range of motion for 3, 2, 1, and change direction. The foot is coming away from the midline. Fight for internal rotation right through the rest point. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to center and extend. Straight over to the other side. Lift that right leg up into hover. We're taking the foot towards the midline. External rotation. And away from the midline. Internal rotation. Let's go. Into our internal rotation of the hip, only through the hip joint. External rotation of the hip. Internal rotation of the hip, then we've got our holds. And external foot comes towards the midline. Fight for more range of motion with each rep. And take that foot out away from you. I want to hold here and fight for more range of motion. Create that tension for 3, 2, 1. Change directions into our external rotation of the hip. Hold it here. Fight for range of motion for 3, 2, 1. Bring it to center and extend. How did that feel? So that's some of our mobility training that will be coming up and things that I've been working on myself. So we're coming back up to standing. We've got a pendulum hinge and raise. So the hand on the wall, the inner side leg is coming up into extension. We're going to flex forward, tucking the knee towards the chest, extend, in, and donkey kick back. Tuck forward, extend, bend in, kick back into extension. Tuck forward into hip flexion. Try to get a little more hip flexion each time. Extend, bring it in, kick back and hinge. No rush on this. You go at your own pace. I will go at mine. You do not have to be at the same tempo that I am. Learn the moves. Let's get one more tug forward, one more kick to the front, bring it in and lower down. Over to that other side, same thing. Almost to the end of this one. I feel like we've got a lot of fun moves in this workout, right? All right, so hand in line with the shoulder. We're gonna start on our hip flexion forward, and we're gonna kick it back as we hinge, tuck forward, extend, tuck, and kick and hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same movement that you're using to bring that leg into 90, if you think about it, when you lift this leg, if you feel this muscle tensing up, that's the same movement we're using to bring ourselves down through this side. Tuck, extend, tuck, and kick. Last extension forward, last extension back, and back to center. Yay, almost to the end, guys. We've got one more set of heel raises. I know you probably want to kill me by this one, but they are worth it, okay? They're gonna help with balance. So hand to the wall for support. Very similarly, we're gonna tuck our knee up, outer leg lift, lower, kick back, and in. Lift, lower, kick, and in. Back is straight throughout. If you wanna get fancy with it, lift, lower, extend arm and leg, and in. 1, 2, ballerina, in. No, I could never be a ballerina. No way. I think my flat feet would definitely argue that one. Although, you know what? I should never say never. We can be anything we want to be, right? Just got to work for it. So maybe in another lifetime. Last kick back, bring it in, and over to the other side. Last set of heel raises. I didn't make them too bad, right? Like, I feel like that was doable. We've got this. We've got our last few exercises to do. We're going to do them with vigor. So I want that hand on the wall for support. Back is straight. Now let's tuck that knee up in a hip flexion. Fight for that flexion for me while keeping the back straight. Lift, lower, donkey kick, and or straight leg kick rather. So now you can see why I wanted us to loosen up the hips a bit, right? And in. Lift, lower, kick, back in. Heel lift, lower, kick it back, and in. Almost to the end. Very, very close. Just a couple more to go. We've got our sumo squats. Then we've got our side squats. And our last 2 leg raises on the mat. Kick it back, bring it in, and you can loop on over to the center so we can go into our sumo squats. We are going to add 3 pulses this time. Like I said, there are variations. I do want us to repeat, but we've got variations. So feet out at about 30 to 45 degrees. Let's take them a little bit wider this time. Coming down in 2, in 1. It's pulse, 2, 3, halfway up. 1, 2, 3, halfway. Gotta meet me halfway. Get it? And up. 1, 2, 3. Do not come all the way up. You've only got 20 seconds here. You made it through with the weight. You made it through with the band. There's no reason that you can't make it through body weight only. Tell yourself you got this. What you tell yourself is gonna matter. And halfway up. Halfway up. 2 more. 2, 3, and halfway up. 1, 2, 3, and all the way up this time. Okay. Going back to our side, center, side squat. So your hands are at center. If you want, you can even have them behind the temples, whatever feels best to you. We're pulling ourselves down. Remember, like I said before, as you lift that leg, you're feeling this muscle here light up. That's what you're using to pull yourself down into extension and back up. You're pushing yourself up through the hips. Into our side squat, center, hinge, center. Right squat, center, hinge, center. Pull yourself down to the hamstrings, push yourself back up. When you think about that, it becomes easier to separate between the lower back and the pelvis, which is where it's very easy to go wrong with. It's a hard thing to separate when your brain hasn't made that connection yet. forward, back, last squat, and center. Down to the mat. We've got our final set of leg lifts. So if you want, you can come into lying or into that side plank. I am gonna do lying right now, but this time I'm gonna make it straight leg. So this is yet another harder variation of the bent leg one. Lift, pump, lower, and I'm gonna keep my chest lifted and my waist away from the mat. Lift, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. We're gonna change this up a bit. In 3, in 2, on 1, take that top leg, bring it over the bottom leg, lift the bottom leg, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. You can also hold the ankle for support here. Another 4, 3, squeeze that inner thigh muscle. 2, last 1, and flip it around, okay? So we've got 20 seconds, straight leg lifts, and then 20 seconds of inner thigh lifts. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, straighten those legs out. Both feet are flexed, going in 3, 2, 1. Are you feeling good? Pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. I'm very proud of you, by the way, for making it through this workout. There were quite a few variations using the wall in there. I did want to bring that in because I think it's a good place to start, especially with the deadlifts. Now lift that leg over, bottom leg, lift, pump, lower. How'd you like that transition there? Lift, pump, lower. Lift, pump, lower. Come on, squeeze. Keep those hips forward. Last 2. Last 1. And down. Amazing job, everyone. All right, we're gonna do a quick stretch for the hips and then I will leave you be. Coming into a quadruped position, we're going to take our right leg, kick back, come out to the side, and down, just rotating, keeping the leg in hover for 3. For 2, keep both hips down. Last 1, fight for some more flexion here. Now draw that knee up towards the chest, reverse it for 3, 2, 1 more. Oh, I felt a good pop on that one. Lower down and over to the other side. Up and out. Up and out. 2 more. Last 1. Reverse that direction, come towards the chest, out to the side. Fight for more range of movement with every rep you've got. Last 1. Amazing job. And we can relax it down. You do have more cool downs and more stretches. One of the ones that might be of interest to you is our mobility stretch. And then also you have your cool down in the links below every video, by the way, because I don't usually include them in the workout so that we can get right into it. The warm-up link is in the link below my video every time, all right, without fail. You have your January fitness calendar below. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you had some fun today. Like the video if you got through it, subscribe, and I'll see you for our next burner. We are going to be covering abs and arms next week. Incredible work today, everyone. Now, before you leave me, let me know in the comments which of those 3 circuits was your favorite to try. Did you prefer the banded circuit, the body weight only, or the dumbbell section? Personally, for me, I like that each one of those circuits has its own challenges and the variations that come with it, but I would love to hear your own thoughts on it. Now smash the thumbs up button for me so I know you made it all the way through, subscribe to the channel for a new routine every week, and finally turn your notifications on for next week's Simply Abs and Arms Sculpt. This is going to be a lightweight workout and no repeat, and the 3rd week of our January fitness guide, which you can find for free in the links below this video. So go ahead and grab that, and I'll see you for next week's workout.